Because for the Shehuo performance, actually it's like a silent show. People will not talk to each other. So that's why we are paying special attention to the facial expression and the facial makeup for the Shehuo performance. Otherwise, the audience will not able to tell the difference between the different characters. So just right at the beginning of the show, for each one of the characters, they will not introduce themselves. So the audience depending on their facial makeup to tell who they are. So once the facial makeup is done, and then the audience is able to recognize who are they, and also we are paying attention to the costumes, the gowns, and the robes of these characters. And for example, if some people they're playing the beggar, they have to wear some shabby clothes. So, and for the facial makeup, it's the same. We need to pay attention to the details for each part of the facial makeup. So Mr. Chen has just gave us some introduction about the details about the facial makeup. So they're paying a lot of attention to this process. So in the past, maybe they're using some original paint to do their face. And we have different kinds of colors like the red, white, gold, blue. But now you could see the livelihood has been improved, and now they are adding more colors into the makeup. And then this will make they look much better. And also they're paying a lot of attention to the costumes. So when they're doing their face and doing the facial makeup, there are a lot of traditions. And actually, sometimes people are adding some of the sugar and honey inside of the paint. Because these people, they're doing these shows outdoors. So if we are adding honey inside of the ink, so it can make sure that all of these paint can stick to their face, and also they can protect the skin of the performance. So let's take a look on their facial makeups and also their costumes. So actually we are looking at some of these characters. They also bring props. So if you look at the face and also the color of their face, you can tell which character are these people. So now they're talking about one of the play of the whole performance. So for this one is Guan Yu. So just look at his face. It represents bravery, and also the guy standing next to him is the son of Guan Yu. So this person used to be a general of Shu Han during the Three Kingdoms period. So as for the facial makeup, any special attentions to Guan Yu. So just pay a close attention to his face. We need to use the red color to paint the face, and also we have special patterns on his face. And this one is not Zhang Fei. And this one is also an officer that works for Guan Yu. And now you could see this gentleman, he is actually a warrior, and he is holding the sword. To be frank, this is a painted face for this warrior. And we are using the white and the black as well as the red color to paint his face. So the gentleman on the left side, it is actually a warrior. And the gentleman standing on the right side is actually the son of Guan Yu. Also, there are many different kinds of facial makeups on different characters. Maybe we can learn more from Mr. Chen. I believe many people are paying special attention to the specialties of and the characteristics of the Shehuo on the horsebacks. So what about this gentleman? Well, sometimes we are using the white color to represent the traitor and the red color to represent loyalty. And also we are painting using the blue color to show some of the reckless people. And for some people, especially for warriors, we would like to use the color blue because sometimes they're reckless, but still they're very brave. And today we have a special show that is to welcome the god of the altar and also called the Black Tiger Officer. So especially during the Spring Festival, if people are seeing this Black Tiger Officer, they would like to welcome this figure into their home. So it will bring them good luck. So for the Shehuo performance have been passed down for thousands of years. And actually, we always have some innovation in the facial makeup. Just look at this one. And some people, they're using some eggs like to decorate their face. So for example, they're actually like putting some of the eggshells on their face. So it is very exaggerated, but still it is very eye-catching for the facial makeup. So that's why they're looking so attractive. And for this kind of makeup, it will use to describe the warriors, and also sometimes they will be used to describe the evils. So for this gentleman, you could see the facial makeup is very unique. So who is you? Who are you? I believe you're starting your makeup pretty early. And I think for the facial makeup for Shehuo performance, they have to do their work for a really long time. They have to get up very early and then to do the facial makeup. I believe they work really hard for the performance. And for these people, they can't eat too much in the morning, and they cannot drink too many water because the performance lasts for a very long time. How do you feel? Do you feel tired? Well, I believe it must be exhausting for these characters to perform, but still they will feel very happy during the show. I think the most important part for this character is the participation. Even though I'm not an actress, I cannot tell how difficult it is to do the Shehuo performance. But it is a very excellent performance, and for the audience, we can feel this kind of performance is very entertaining. I just remember one point as for the differences of the facial makeup of Longxian County compared to the Beijing Opera. Actually, there were several colors for the facial makeup, but we have the red, yellow, blue, white, black, green, purple, and flash, gold, and silver. So when we talk about 关羽, 姜维, so we will use red color to do their face because it could show that they're very loyal to their country and also they're very brave. And when we talk about the white color, we will think of Qin Hui, Zhao Gao. And for these people, we'll consider them as traitors, so that we will use the white color. When we are talking about the black face, we will think about the judge, Bao Wenzheng, and they are very simple and honest, they are very impartial in their work. And also Li Kui, the very faithful man. And speaking about the a yellow color, and for yellow, it actually represents the king, the emperor. So it actually shows the status of the character. So when they're doing the makeup, and actually the artist will do a very detailed work on their face. So once the audience look at the character, they will immediately tell who they are. And for example, for Guan Yu, they are paying special attention to the details on their facial makeups, and maybe they were putting some special patterns on their face. And by looking at all of those details, you will understand who they are. And also for Zhang Fei, and actually they will do a special twist of the makeup, so that even though he is very reckless, but he's very brave. So this is how these people dressed and how they put on their facial makeup. So traditionally, people will do a Shehuo Performance on Lantern Festival. And for these people, when they are putting on their makeup and also they're wearing their costumes, it actually consumes a really long time. I just interviewed one of the gentlemen, and he said he had to wake up at 6 a.m. to do the makeup. And for some of the artistic groups, they have to travel a really long way to go to the stage. So for some people, probably they have to wake up at 2 a.m. to start their journey. So this gentleman is actually acting Guan Yu, even though he is very young. And soon we will have a special activity that is going through Guan Yu. Actually, that is a special section and also represents auspiciousness, because Guan Yu is a very auspicious character. So there may be a tradition in Longzhou. So especially during Spring Festival, there is a custom so that they will have the kids to go through the crotch of Guan Yu. So I believe he's all ready for this ceremony.
So
dear viewers, this is actually a local tradition in Longzhou. That is to ask the kids to cross through the crotch of Guan Yu. So by doing that, it means that we can eliminate the disasters and prevent the misfortunes, and then the kids can grow up healthily and happily.
So right
now we could see all of these characters and the performers. They're all ready for their facial makeup, and soon they will ride the horse and to start their performance.
化妆呢是有严格的喂。化妆呢是有严格的顺序。
So for the facial makeups, and actually there is a set sequence. So first we will do the facial makeup for the god of the altar, also what we call the black tiger.
社火的化妆呢是有严格的顺序啊，最先打脸的和装身子的是黑虎灵川。
doing the makeups for these different characters. First we have to do the face for the god of the altar, also what we call the black tiger. Right now you could see the characters already jump on the horseback. And it takes some time for them because they have to coordinate with each other and they need to feel very comfortable on the horseback. And then they're like integrated as one set. So right now you could see they're already on the horseback. So meaning that they're not ordinary residents right now. They're the god and also some of the fortune guard assigned by the Jade Emperor.
鼓奏响了春的序曲，马蹄踏开了又一个新春。龙舟圣火年年装扮，
With the
外乡
steps
人
of
年
the
年观看。
horse, now you could see now we are still celebrating the Spring Festival. And actually, Shehuo Performance is a tradition in Longzhou. And maybe people have different feelings of the Shehuo Performance. For the first time, they're trying to watch the performance. Sometimes they feel very impressive. And for some people, they just want to have the auspiciousness when watching at the Shehuo Performance. So right now, by passing the tradition by word of mouth and also by passing the traditions to internet, more and more people get to know Shehuo Performance. And right now, all the characters are ready to set off, and soon we will have a trip for this Shehuo Performance. And soon we will also have an aerial look for this performance.
马圣火的另外一个黄金搭档便是他的专属音乐，十样锦套干果
And also we have paid attention to the music going together with the shehuo on the horseback. So this kind of music is called 十样锦. And also you could see it have a very strong rhythm and also a strong drum beat. And actually it describes the whole process for the field, the military to out on the battle, ambush, attack, battle, and return in victory.
在龙州十乡百村，几乎十乡百村，几乎
In Longzhou, so for each one of the village, they have the Shehuo Performance. Even though we may have some innovation, but still we have some set traditions. So we have like two characters leading the horse team. So that is the god of the altar. Also, we call it the black tiger. So meaning that this procedure is saying that the black tiger is opening up the road. So first we have the god of the tiger, and actually there is a legend here saying that for the Emperor Jade, when he comes down to the earth, and also to grant some of the titles to some of the local officials, and those people becoming the god of altar later on.
激昂高亢的战鼓声，仿佛穿越了历史的时空，在每一个
So
人
for
的
the
耳
drum
边
music,
久
they're
久地
very
回响。
loud and also with strong rhythm. So by listening to this kind of drum music, it feels like we are going back to the ancient times. Actually, for this kind of drum beat have been lasting for thousands of years. It actually tells the stories and what happens in the past, and also it demonstrates the pioneering spirit of the Longzhou people. So I believe by listening to this kind of drum music, many people will want to miss their family members, especially for people who are originally from Longzhou. If they're staying in other cities, they must want to go home during the Spring Festival and during this special reunion of their family members at the Lantern Festival.
震天的锣鼓声，代表着龙州社会的一种豪迈，一种激情。
Again, when you are listening to the drum beat, so it actually represents the start of the spring. So right now, the team has out on a trip for the performance. So for the first two characters leading the team is actually the god of the altar, the black tiger. It used to be an evil god, according to Taoism. And also we have the god of good fortune. This is because, according to a legend, when the Jade Emperor visited the earth, and he actually presenting a lot of the blessings to those who honor good deeds. And today in the Shehuo performance, we have 24 characters, and also we have several plays in the performance. So today, among these 24 characters, we are telling you 5 stories. So for the second story is reading the spring and autumn annals. So for the second story, it talks about Guan Yu. So according to the romance of the three kingdoms, Guan Yu tried to protect the two ladies and to find Liu Bei, and in the evening, he tried to read the spring and autumn annals.
Now
it's the second round of the performance, and soon we will have the third play of this Shehuo performance. So there's also a story with the third play, and especially this is a story about the Northern Song dynasty, and saying that the Xixia Emperor trying to attack the three passes, the three borders. And at that time, the leader of these three passes tried to fight with the enemies, and unfortunately, he lost a life for that. And later on, his father, even though it's at very elder age, and trying to take command in person. And so this is also a story about the family of Yang to protect their reign. Again, today is the celebration in the Lost Land. So it's a special tradition in the northwest, and also for this kind of Shehuo performance, it carries the homesick for people who are coming from Longzhou. And some people are saying that for this kind of performance, it's unique to Longzhou and also unique to the lowland. So it's very simple and honest, and also it's quite spectacular to watch the Shehuo performance. And also for sometimes this kind of performance will demonstrate the characters and also the essence of life. So for this kind of Shehuo performance, also witnessing the history that has been lost for thousands of years. For some of the visitors, maybe they're just looking at the performance, they think this kind of performance is very attractive. Again, but if you are originally coming from Longzhou, so you may actually get some strength from this kind of Shehuo performance. For Longzhou people, for 2,000 years, they have been working on this land and using their own hands to bring a good life to all of them. So in the past 2,000 years, that's why we keep this kind of tradition. And this era is an era full of strength and full of confidence. So for Longzhou people, they're very proud of themselves. So we are coming to the end for today's Shehuo performance. And still today, we are actually watching this special performance. And also you can hear the percussion, even though the live streaming is coming to an end. But still, right now, we are celebrating the Spring Festival. And soon we will be embracing the Year of Ox. Let's start a new journey in the Year of Ox. Once again, happy Lantern Festival. See you next time.